Hey guys, just wanted to let you know that this podcast was recorded over Zoom, so the audio isn't exactly perfect. However, we are working on our audio issues, and in the next couple episodes, we should have fantastic audio ready for you guys. But in the meantime, just bear with us. This is a really fun episode, so I hope you listen. All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Story Game Podcast, episode 3. We have a special guest, Deeksha Marla. This is our first podcast that is all Indian, so very excited. Yeah, so Deeksha, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Deeksha. That's my introduction.
Yeah, Deeksha was with us in the film school. She's a writer, director. She's very into TV, and she's currently on a very big TV show in New York.
Wow, that's a much better introduction I would have given myself.
Um, yeah, welcome back to the Story Game. I'm your host, Aman, and my co-host is named Arjun. And like Arjun said, we're here with Deeksha. Deeksha was the only other Indian at the film school in our year, which is very exciting and cool because we represent 1 billion people, and so
Sure.
And there are
uh,
three of us.
and the
Yeah.
three of us, and our failures and successes are definitely representing India on the global stage. But yeah, we're really excited to have Deeksha here. It's our first podcast over Zoom, which is cool and new and exciting, um, and a change of pace from the usual. And yeah, let's get started.
Yeah, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so I will be telling the story first. So feel free to interrupt me and ask me questions. Okay, so this story happened in when I was very young, when I was like 6 years old, maybe 5, maybe 7, something like that, elementary school types. And it was a family reunion in Vancouver, in Canada, or was it Vancouver? What are the other cities in Canada?
Montreal, Ontario, Toronto.
Toronto.
Toronto. Yes, it was Toronto. My bad. So it was Toronto or something. One of those cities. It was close to Wisconsin, whichever one's close to Wisconsin. And
Okay.
anyway, we were at a family reunion, and there was this uncle there, named Suresh Kaka, right? He was my dad's cousin or something. And he wasn't named Suresh Kaka. His name was Suresh, and we'd call him Suresh Kaka. But he was hosting the thing, right? And he had a recipe for a bolognese sauce that was just like legendary. It was supposed to be like the greatest bolognese sauce of all time. And the whole family kind of knew about it. And I'm sure it was just like, one of those like bolognese sauce recipes that you just find in a cookbook or whatever. But he was like really secretive about it for some reason. And like, he just like, this is my secret recipe for the bolognese sauce. And the whole family was like really intrigued by it, right? And so he's like, I'm sorry.
Have they had it before?
No, I mean, obviously his family did, and they
Okay.
had told about it, and like, it had become kind of like a myth in the family. And so they're like, okay, we all need to try this bolognese sauce. And he's like, yeah, I'll show it to you guys, but I'm not going to tell you the recipe no matter what. Okay.
Mhm.
And my family is like a little crazy in terms of like, they like to mess with each other and kind of get rowdy and stuff. So they were trying their best to kind of get this secret recipe out of him, despite him like being adamant about it being a secret recipe.
Mhm.
Um, and so they devised a plan that, so he was going to cook it on one of the days, and they devised a plan. And I was a young kid, like I was very young, like a 6, 7, something like that. And they told me to basically infiltrate the kitchen. Like they called me into a room, and there were a bunch of adults around, and they're like, okay, listen, you need to go in the kitchen, you need to figure out what's in this bolognese sauce, right? And I was a kid, so I thought they were like trying to get me to like tell whether this guy was going to poison us or something, or like, some crazy spy mission. And I I took it really seriously, but they were trying to just like get the secret recipe or whatever. And so this guy starts cooking the bolognese sauce, and they send me in the kitchen, and I'm trying to figure out like what he's putting in there and stuff. And he doesn't suspect me because I'm just like I'm just a kid. And so he starts cooking and he's showing me like, oh, you like tomatoes? Look at this. You like whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, very cool. And I'm trying to figure out like where the poison is and all this stuff. So he cooks this really complicated dish, which I had no hopes of remembering anything. And like, I mean, in retrospect, I guess it wasn't that complicated. It's probably just tomatoes and like meat and stuff. But I'm sure he put like onions and other vegetables and like a bunch of spices. There's no way I was going to remember that. But anyway, I observe him and stuff. And like I go outside and I start talking to the adults and stuff. And I can't reproduce whatever I saw in there. And they were just like, okay, forget it. This kid's like not going to do it. And my dad was like, it's okay. Just forget about it. But later at dinner, when we were eating the bolognese sauce, I kind of like let it slip that I was like infiltrating the kitchen. And Suresh Kaka got like really upset, like really mad, because he was like, I told you guys that I don't want the secret recipe, whatever, out, or whatever, the bolognese. And you try to, send this kid in and stuff. And my family, there's a whole argument, and my family's really loud, and so they start yelling at each other, and it's a whole big thing. And eventually I was like, I just go to my dad. And I'm like, but dad, like he didn't like poison us or anything, so I don't know why we're all yelling. And my dad's like, and then my dad starts laughing, and then like he tells everyone like, oh, haha, my son thought like he was gonna poison us. So and then everybody starts laughing, and then Suresh Kaka calms down and stuff. And it turns out it was just like a totally normal bolognese sauce that he got from like an online recipe or something. But yeah, that's my story. Infiltrating the kitchen to figure out this bolognese sauce.
So you remember all that, even though you're like 5?
Yeah. I wasn't, well, 5, 6, something like that. I was in elementary school.
I don't have memory before I was in like college. But
Really?
yeah, I have terrible memory, but interesting.
My favorite part of that story was the fact that the world's best bolognese sauce is apparently made by a man named Suresh in Toronto, right?
Well, I wouldn't say it's the world's best. I'm sure it was Suresh Kaka's household's best bolognese sauce.
So you ate the pasta? Was it good?
So yeah, I don't remember if it was good because I didn't know anything about food also back then. I was just a child. I don't know.
Just
I
eat
don't.
whatever comes in your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, don't pretend like you knew about food when you were 6 years old. Or...
Right now I was high class. I only ate, but yeah. Okay.
Did your parents like say it was good? Like, were people wowed by it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the whole like build up to it was like really intense, and everybody was super excited, and everyone's like, "Wow, yeah, very good." Afterward, so
Okay.
yeah.
Why was it like a genuine anger thing? Because like obviously you're 5, so like
A genuine anger thing.
why was he genuinely mad?
So he was pissed at my like parents and my parents' cousin, like my dad and my dad's cousins, because they like, I don't know if you have a similar family dynamic, but in my family they're all like kind of mess with each other, and they're all like kind of rowdy, it's kind of fucking around. And he was probably just like, oh, you idiots, you don't respect me and all this stuff.
Did you get in any trouble with Suresh Kaka?
Do I what?
Did you get in any trouble with Suresh?
No, not really. I mean, I was just a child again, and I've only seen him one more time since, and like he made like a funny joke. Like I was 16 or something when I saw him recently, and he made like a throwback joke, like, haha, I'm not letting you into the kitchen. Keep this guy away from me, but it was more just like a polite banter type of thing.
How is he related to he's related to your dad, you said?
Yeah, he's my dad's father's like brother's son, I think.
So he's your dad's first cousin.
Yeah, I think so.
And does he have any kids?
Yeah, he has 3 kids.
Were you
What are their
close to
names?
them at all? Yeah, what are their names?
Their names are their name. No, oh, it's Deeksha. It's not Deeksha. It's Deeksha, Kahini, and Siddharth.
Where
And it's cool because Siddharth, they showed me Mulan. I remember watching Mulan when I was at that family reunion. And I remember Sid showing me, I remember him talking about the Huns, and he was like, the Huns are so cool. And I was like, this guy's a bit of a crackpot, dude. He's kind of dangerous. Guys, beware of this guy. I remember that distinctly.
Where do they live?
I think they still live in whatever that city. I think it was Toronto. Maybe I don't know. Is Toronto close to Wisconsin?
One of them is.
One of them is for sure. Ontario maybe or whatever. I don't know. But they still live there. I think the kids have moved around. I haven't seen them in many years.
You're not close.
No, not really.
Does your dad ever bring up Suresh? Are they close?
No, not really. I mean, he doesn't bring him up, but you know, they're close, like in terms of cousins and stuff. They stay in touch on the family group chat, you know, the WhatsApp forwards and stuff.
So who else was in this family reunion?
A whole bunch of people, like at least 15, 20 people, all the cousins and like everyone who lived in America and Canada, I think at the time. A lot of people, a lot of my family. You ready to make a guess, Deeksha?
I think it's true. Just because the logic of like you think it's poison when it's a kid makes sense. But also, I'm gullible. So.
I'm gonna say I mean it doesn't matter what I say now, but I think it's false. Because I think the whole family reunion part was true, but I think that specific story was false. I don't know why, I just have a feeling. I might be wrong, but yeah.
Interesting. Do you want to ask any more questions, Deeksha? Because Aman's opinion doesn't matter
It
at
doesn't.
all.
No, she's made a guess now, right? So
What is their
It's
last
not, she doesn't have to lock it in. She can
okay.
choose to lock it in. Or
It's true. What was their last name?
what was what?
Their last name.
Gupte. Um,
Oh, really? You have the same
yeah, because it's the, you know,
dad?
father, brother, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the like Suresh's wife named?
Fuck. I hope his kids aren't listening to this or something. Madhuri, I think, or something like that. I don't know.
I would still say it's true, just because the names weren't the like go-to names. They were like a little bit more specific.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, I'll lock it in.
True, you locking true?
Yes, but I feel like I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong. I was totally made up. I didn't make up the names though. Suresh is made up, but Madhuri, Sid, Disha, and Kahini are all actually my cousins. So, and my dad's cousin. So, got him.
Yeah, I'm really good at this game. That's what I'm hearing.
Aman, why'd you think it
I don't
was
play
false?
it.
That was a good guess, dude.
I think you were playing up the fact that you didn't know things a lot to make us think that it was true and that you were playing it up. I also just that it just the whole Bolognese thing just didn't sit right. I don't know what it was. It was just like, no, that didn't happen. Also, you told you I mean, see, I have like an advantage because recently we were talking and you told me that story about how like there was that woman who had a secret family recipe and for years she didn't tell anyone and they found out it was just like a store-bought thing. So I feel like that's where you got inspiration from. So which is why I thought it was false. But it was well done, dude. Like if it had been
Oh, but
true,
that was from a TikTok, bro. That wasn't my family.
no, I know, but I think that's why you were
Oh,
inspired.
okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But no, that was a good story. Like if it was true, like I would not have been like, you know, flabbergasted or anything. Like I would have, okay, you know, fair enough. No,
Do you
well,
actually have memories from when you're like 5 or 6?
I
Yeah.
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
One of Aman's stories was when he was 4
Fall.
or something.
Yeah, I
He
remember.
swallowed a ball and pooped
No,
it
that
out.
was when I was 12, dude. That was too late in my life. The episode
Oh,
one,
man.
guys. The 4-year-old story is when I cut my head open by when I smashed it on a pane of glass at a local McDonald's, and I remember that day clear as day, dude. It's like, what is that thing?
Wow.
Flashbulb memory or whatever. Yeah.
I have like a few memories from like middle school or high school, but that's pretty much it. Like I don't have any memories from
So we know
childhood.
if Deeksha tells us his story from her childhood, it's gonna be false.
It's yeah.
Well, I do have a few of them, and some
Mm.
of them are very formative. So I do have those memories, but
Yeah.
otherwise, yeah,
Okay, well, you're up for a storytelling.
with him. So this was a few weeks ago after I moved to New York. I went on a date. So I met this guy through Hinge, and we agreed to go to this bar. It was called Scruffy Duffy's. Um, so at the bar, seemed nice. We were like having like a drink or two, and then it was going well, like normal day talk. And then his like demeanor like fully like changed, and I was like, "Oh, what's up?" Like, and he's like, "We gotta go," and I'm like, "Hi," and he's like, "My ex is here." And so like he points out this girl, and it's like this like short blonde girl, and I'm like, "Oh, do you guys like end badly? Like, do you want to go?" He's like, "Yeah, no, we have to go." And I'm like, "All right." And then we're like walking, and I'm like, "Where do you want to go?" And he's like, "Can we just like have a drink in my place?" I'm like, "Oh, that sounds like a line, but like okay." Um, so we're like walking, and I'm like, what happened with you guys? Like that was like a really strong reaction. Like, did you like in a softer way? I was like, did you cheat on you or something? And then he's like, no, let's just like go. Like let's just like go. And I'm like, oh, okay. Um, so we're
Red
on the
flag
train.
much, huh?
We're on the train, and like he's like not talking to me much. I'm like just trying to make like other conversation, like not about the girl. And he's like just like kind of silent, like one word responses. I'm like, I'm so glad I want to train you. And then like I had like just moved, so I didn't have like a good sense of geography, but like we're on the train for like 15 minutes and 20 minutes. I'm like, so like where do you live? And he's like, oh, I live close by. And I'm like, uh-huh. And then like 30 minutes, and then it's like 40 minutes on the train. I'm like, I'm sorry, like where do you live? And he's like, I live in Flushing, which is Queens. And we were in Hell's Kitchen, which is literally so far away. And I was like, oh, um, okay. And then we go to his like apartment, and then he opens the door, and it's like, I shit you not, like just like like a mattress, like just the mattress, no bedding or anything, and like one fold up plastic chair. And I was like, okay, I mean, no judgment. I just moved here. It's like, oh, did you just like move here? Like I like also was like sleeping on a mattress the first 2 weeks. And he's like, no, like I've been here a few months, like in this apartment a few months. I'm like, oh, okay. And so then we're like, I'm trying to talk, and I'm like, oh god, I don't know why I've got myself in this situation. Um, and then he was like starts like fully like opening up. He was like telling me about this girl, and her name's Amanda, and they had like a very dramatic relationship, and he was like so emotional, and I'm like, I want to leave. And then I look at my phone, and it's like pretty much dead. um and I was like, I'm sorry, like can I like charge my phone, like and he's like, fine, here, and he gives a charger, and not to wait for the phone to charge up. So I'm like still talking to him. He's still like, he's like very emotional about this girl. I'm like, and like waiting, and then finally it's like when I check the time and my phone's charged, it's like 2 a.m. And so it's like I don't know this area. I'm like, I don't know if I should like go home right now. That feels a little dangerous. Um, so he's like, yeah, just like, can you like sleep over? Like I really like appreciate you talking to me. Like and I'm like, oh, God, okay. And so it was the most like awkward night of my life, because we're like just like two dead bodies just like lying there, not doing anything. And then I'm like dead awake the whole night. I cannot sleep. And it's like not even my legs are like hanging over the mattress because I'm too tall for it. Um, and and then at like the minute that like I saw daylight, I was like, okay, bye. and then I just took like a very long train ride home, and yeah, and then I never contacted him again. But he did text me a few days later, being like, "I have like, thank you, like I really loved our night, like let's go out again, like I really like you." And I was like, "Where did we go on the same date? Like, where
Jesus.
did yeah?" So yeah,
No, I'm cringing for him. This is, oh my God.
It's hilarious, dude. I
Yeah,
hope he's just gonna get his shit together someday.
man's needs a lot of work.
that whole story was like count the number of red flags.
I
But
know.
literally, like every new sentence was a new red flag.
Yeah. And I
Oh
was like,
Lord.
oh God, I feel so weird. That's the ending point of this, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was his name?
His name was Matt, which is also a red flag, should have known.
Matt. Okay, interesting.
What so you went to this bar and you said you had a couple drinks, right? What do you drink? What's your drink? And what did you drink there?
Basically gin and tonic.
Gin and
Yeah.
tonic?
It's a great drink.
Thank
What
you.
did he drink?
He had a martini, which like, ugh,
Another red
another red
flag.
flag.
Was it shaken or stirred?
It was, I don't know what it sounds like visually. It was like,
This
I
is
don't know, in
James
the little
Bond
cup.
type. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
No, that's definitely a red flag. And by saying that, we've just alienated every martini
I
drinker.
know.
What
I
if I'm
know.
a martini drinker and I'm just like
Then
super
be better.
scared of saying that? Well, I don't actually drink those old drinks. I like the cocktails, the
The
cocktails of the
fruity
day.
one. The sweet one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'll be honest. I like a martini, but it's not my go-to. I think that's the red flag.
I don't know. Every time I've had it, it just tastes like ass. I hate those so much.
So here's where I'm at with the story being true or false. It's a great story, and it's a really well thought out story. And I think the way you talk about it, it definitely seems true. Okay. But there's certain parts of that story. See, the thing is, we know you're like a storyteller, right? So obviously you'd be good at making up a story. But also there were certain parts of that story that seemed a little cliche. Like the folding chair and the mattress, I think is such a popular meme. It's like, every dude's room that it was like maybe, you subconsciously, it was so the thing is, if it's true, that's so funny because
That's
that's
kind of I don't know, bro, because I've slept on a mattress for 2 years.
yeah.
Just because I refused to buy a bed because they were so expensive, and I was like, bro, fuck that. Also, here, fun fact.
It was literally that
I'm
one.
sitting on a floating because my actual chair, it just broke, dude. It broke recently. You see this? It broke. So I'm sitting on a floating chair.
I wouldn't have judged it that much if there was like other stuff on it. It was like
Yeah.
blank walls, the folding chair, and the mattress. And I'm like, I am about to die tonight.
Yeah.
That's what makes it less believable, though. Because I believe it if it's, if he had some stuff, but he doesn't want to buy a bed. I get it. He has a
He's
folding
like, I
chair. His
know,
chair
what am I supposed
broke.
to say?
Did he have a
think
Did he have a TV?
he did not.
Did he have
No,
a
not-
computer?
Who really has a TV nowadays?
No, but like a monitor or something,
You
right?
have a TV. I can see your TV.
Yeah, and we have a TV
Oh,
too.
this is my roommate's room. First of all, I live in a room with
Oh.
no window, so
Okay.
I
Okay.
live in the room. I'm assuming that's her monitor. Her thing. She works from home.
Is that an ultra wide monitor? That's cool, dude.
I guess, yeah, I guess it is. She never uses it.
Suddenly turns into a tech podcast. So what are the
Getting the
specs?
stereotypes.
What are the specs on the monitor, Deeksha? Tell us.
It is large by not that large.
And do you recommend our listeners buy it or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate this tangent, bro. I don't know what this is. I think it's a true story, dude. I believe pretty much everything. The only thing I'm a little sussed about is like this guy had to have, I don't know, at least a laptop in it. He had a laptop, right?
Yeah, he had a laptop. I meant more like for decorations. He
Yeah.
didn't have
Okay.
anything on his walls and stuff.
Yeah, I believe it, dude.
I also my instinct is to believe it. It's also from everything else you've told us about him, like I'm not surprised that that's what his room looks like, right? Like I live close by and he takes you on a 40-minute train ride, or sees his ex and like has a breakdown on a date. That's like I'm gonna say true, and if it's false, Deeksha, like you've
But I
pulled
don't
off
like how
that.
she's smiling right now,
I
dude.
because I keep remembering the date, and I'm like, why did I just lay there? Like I felt like the
Yeah.
two old people from The Notebook who were just dying together. Like,
Wait, what size was the mattress?
it like wasn't. It was like twin. It was not like a big mattress.
It
Definitely
was a
not full.
twin
It was a
mattress.
twin
It
mattress.
was twin mattress. Yeah, that's why it
Oh
was like
boy,
we were like packed like sardines like next to each other. It was like literally the
that's
worst
unfortunate,
experience of
dude.
my life. Yeah.
I hope
Had
Matt
I?
never listens to this podcast, but do that. He's a murderer for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I hope
Singer-
he listens to this podcast and gets his fucking shit together, dude. Jesus Christ.
Like therapy. Like Matt, go to therapy. Yeah.
Hope he can afford therapy, dude.
Because he can't afford decorations.
He can't afford a bed. It's life, man.
That's crazy, dude. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say true, but it's gonna be one of those like, if you fool us, Deeksha, like you might be the best person who's ever played this game. So
Oh God,
I'm saying true as well. Let's lock it in. Both of us are locking our answers
Yeah.
in.
it was false.
no.
Oh shit, dude.
Not a single part of that was true.
No. Well played, dude.
I
Well
should have.
played.
That was really well
The
done.
ridiculousness of it. Yeah, now it seems such like a ridiculous thing. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
it was sorry, it was the room. That's the meme, dude. Just the bed and the folding chair. That's the meme. I should have known.
No, that one, it was because I just met someone recently who was like, when I moved here, I just used a kid size mattress and that's what I slept on for like a month. And I'm like, I was just thinking about that. But also, I only thought about this like 5 minutes before I entered the Zoom because I'm like, oh shit, a storytelling. That's all a story. And so I thought it right before.
Damn, that was
That was well
good
done.
though, dude. I believe,
was-
dudes. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm the fucking mattress guy that I believe it, bro.
With the folding chair.
And the folding chair. But in my defense, guys, just wanted to make sure you saw that the actual chair that's broken. I'm getting a new chair, right?
That was really well done. So Deeksha, you now have 2
Yeah.
points.
2 points, dude. She's in the lead.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Game changer. You're the first guest who's like fooled us on the first try, I think.
Yeah. Damn.
So wild, dude. Yeah, you're going for the
Well
top
played.
spot.
Well played.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah, looks like it's Aman's turn.
So I'm a little scared to tell the story.
Wait, sorry. Before you tell it, who is guessing? Am I still guessing or?
Yeah.
Yeah, just you. And then I'm gonna try and, delve into the story and make sure Aman doesn't trick you too much.
I'm a little scared to tell the story purely because it's a bit like it's about something illegal that I did and got in trouble for. But you know what? Fuck it. Like, what do I have to lose? So I recently started smoking weed. Okay. When I was back home in India, and so obviously I can't smoke at home, right? But all my friends smoke, and like we have enough like small lanes and shit that if you go at night and you can smoke, like people do it all the time. You don't really get in trouble. And now I'm not really used to this. My like I don't know, I was like bored in lockdown. And I was like I might as well just do it. Like everyone talks about it so much, and yeah, I enjoyed it. Cool, whatever. And so this was like it was like December, so it was me and 3 of my like friends, my closest friends, and we all live in the same area. There are usually 5 of us, but one of them was busy that night, so it was 4 of us. It was me, Zahan, my cousin Sumer, who's in my group, and our friend Vijay. And so they've been like whatever, they smoke and shit, so it was all cool. They've done this before, and I've like been with them. We just started smoking again, and so we'd also like because in lockdown you couldn't really go out, so we would meet up at this kid's house, and then like he lives right opposite one of these like lanes, and he lives on like the same street. It's like a 10-minute walk from my house, so it was all super close. So we gotten drunk at his house, which we do pretty often. Great night, you're with the boys, just having a good time. And then they're like, oh, let's smoke. And usually we'd smoke in his garden or whatever. But I think his like parents had some friends over or whatever, so we didn't want to smoke at home. So we were like, okay, cool. And we said, okay, we'll head out. So they rolled the dube or whatever, and we headed out to this by-lane, and we were just smoking, and it was pretty late at night. It was like 1:30 a.m. and I think the curfew in India had just been lifted, so it was still a little dubious to be on the streets. Like it's still
Dubious.
I know.
in the sense that like because you
I'm
weren't.
just dubious.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
go ahead. Sorry.
Thumbs on that one. Yeah.
No, it was just like yeah, you shouldn't be out like because we had like a 10 p.m. curfew and it had just lifted, so the cops like they tend to like just they want money from you and shit, so they
Yeah.
tend to like harass you and shit anyway. So it's like but we were drunk. I don't think we were thinking straight. I feel like, if I wasn't that wasted, I would have been like, okay, fine, whatever. Anyway, so we head out and we're sitting then, and this is like a lane I know really well. It's like, because I live on the same street, like I walk there a lot. Like it's one of my favorite places to chill. It's like there are no cars. It's right outside. Like it's on the side of this like one big bungalow type thing, and there's like a couple of benches, and it's like usually people don't really pass by. So we were just sitting there smoking. We were having a good time, and then one of my friends like, oh, I need to pee like really badly, okay. And he needed to piss so bad that I think he didn't want to go back to the house, so he was like, I'm just gonna piss here on the street, like that was a drain. So he's pissing, and suddenly one of like the staff who lives in that bungalow comes out from this thing, and they see him pissing, and they start yelling, okay. And they were like, what the fuck are you doing, like you can't piss here. And because he started yelling, the cops that were patrolling, I think they got alerted, so these cops showed up. Right now we're all sitting there and we're fucking freaking out, like we've canned the J or whatever, but like all these dudes are here, and we're done, and you can smell the weed, and we're so fucking clearly high, right? We're drunk and we're high, and it's like a dubious time to be out at night. And so we're sitting there, and like my Hindi is not the best. Like I understand I can speak it, but it's not like great, okay? And especially when I'm drunk, bro. So I'm sitting there and I'm like trying to talk to this guy, and I'm like, nice, nay, no, we didn't do this and all this shit. And we're like all freaking out. One of my friends, like the guy's yelling at him for peeing, and they can so fucking obviously smell the weed, okay? And the thing is, like, I don't want my parents to find out, or like, eventually I had to tell them, which is why I can tell the story. But like at the time, I didn't want my parents to find out that I was, out here on the fucking streets of Bombay just smoking up right at like 2 a.m. um and so like I'm freaking out, we're all freaking out, and eventually like they were like, oh, we'll take you to jail, and they were like threatening us with all this shit. Like, it was like super fucking scary. And I think eventually they were like, oh, call your like, I'm gonna call, you have to call your dad, like tell them to get money and come, and we'll let you go and shit. And my friend just called his dad, who's like probably the chillest, and it was a lot more money than like I ever wanted to spend. And, obviously I had to pay them back, but we ended up paying like, because it was four of us, we ended up paying like 40,000 rupees for them to release me. Yeah, it was stupid amounts of money. But yeah, that was my story, my little run-in with the law when I was back home. And yeah, I got into deep shit with my parents and stuff, and I didn't smoke at all in Bombay. I didn't smoke for a while until I got back here this summer. So yeah,
Damn, bro. 40 grand?
because there were four of us, so 10 grand each.
Dude, that's total bullshit. They totally ripped you off, man.
I mean, we were so scared, right? And if they take you to jail, especially during COVID, like it would have been a fucking nightmare, dude. You know what I mean? If they'd taken us down, even like they wouldn't have put us in jail. Like we'd have to pay like bail and processing time and shit. Like none of us want to do that. They definitely ripped us off. But what, you can't really fucking bargain with him, right? Like when
Yeah, you can, bro.
the problem was like, the problem was we were doing so. If it was just the pissing thing, it would have been fine. It was because the weed was there, and they knew, and like they could tell we were drunk and we were just scared. Like it was just so much panic that it was like a fucking nightmare. Yeah.
What languages do you speak?
Sorry.
What languages do you speak?
English is my first language,
Mm.
and then Hindi. So I speak Hindi. I can understand Hindi. It's just I did like Spanish and French in high school, and it's like a joke. And I have like a slight accent when I speak Hindi, which is people make fun of. So yeah, no, but yeah, Hindi is my second language. Like I can speak and understand Hindi.
Yeah, I believe the part where you can't speak Hindi properly to the cop, because I've seen him speak Hindi.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
It's not pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if this is me just not knowing it, but don't people in India like drink like bang or whatever for Holi? Isn't that made with weed?
Yeah, but it's like not in the big cities, and weed is like 100% illegal. Like weed is illegal, especially like well, it technically isn't weed, it was like hash or whatever, but it's all illegal. Like it's not legalized at all.
Bong is like, it's also like given a free pass on like Holi kind of, because it's it's just so common. But weed
I've
is
actually never
generally...
had bang.
But the thing is also, bro, like 40,000 rupees is the highly unbelievable part of this, dude, because like most people get off for like 500 rupees for everyone. And
not with weed, and especially not during COVID. Like it wasn't
trust
like
me, I know, bro. I've been in this situation.
No, bro, trust me. Like I mean, it happened to me. So
did it though?
Yeah,
this man's smoking weed with his nasal polyps. Yeah, sure, bro.
No, I just started smoking, but I mean that's beside the point. Like it was a problem.
what like I can't,
This
what was
story's
your first time smoking like?
My first time, so I all throughout college I didn't smoke, and I've seen people smoke for so long. So and every time, the first time you smoke, you don't get high, right? Like a lot of people have told me that because like like it happened like literally. So the first time I smoked, nothing happened. The second time I just got really snacky and really
Okay.
sleepy. And then like after the third time I smoked, it was when I was drunk, so I could really feel it. Like I was like I felt like I was floating, and my friend was playing like this new like Jeremy Zucker album or whatever, and I was just like really fucking vibing along. The song Supercuts especially was a great song to vibe to when you're high.
Yeah, this is a great song to vibe to when you're high, bro. When you're smacking the doob at a dubious hour.
Dubious is a normal word. Yeah, dude. I don't know why he's making fun of me for this. This is like
This is the most bullshit story you've ever told, bro.
I don't think this one is also like so because okay, did you get paranoid when
the cops
you
showed up.
yeah,
Yeah, dude. Super fucking paranoid. That was the problem. Like we were so paranoid. And we just wanted the problem to go away, right? Which is why when they just said a figure, we were like, okay, fine, we'll pay you. Just like, please
how
don't.
did you pay your parents back?
Well, I haven't paid my parents back. They just paid for me. Like I was just like my dad was like super pissed. He was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I was like, "No, I'm really sorry." And he was like, "Don't be a fucking idiot." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, my bad." Um, but yeah, I mean now it's been long enough that I can tell the story.
I'm on the lawbreaker, bro. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
So, Deeksha, what do you think?
I don't know. I think the story of like how he felt when he was high seems off, but also I might be biased with the fact that weed makes me tweak and or fall asleep immediately. Um, I also feel like the doob
Bro,
I know
dubious is a
that
normal.
it is. It's just I think it was the doob that part
Doob.
that like bumped. Um, I
It's
I know the
funny.
cops there are wacko and stuff, but I am gonna say false.
False. Are you sure?
False.
Okay, it is false. But
Yeah,
okay,
no fucking
Arjun,
shit,
Arjun,
bro.
you need to shut the fuck up, bro. You can't call out my nasal polyps and shit. I don't smoke at all.
No, I'm
Yeah.
totally allowed to
I
do
can
No,
that,
figure
bro.
that from the
you can't.
description.
You literally can't say that's too much. Like you have information. You can't say that shit. The whole point of the story was that I've never smoked in my life. I should say this because I have this nasal issue, right? So I do not smoke at all. Um, and
Dude, I'm totally allowed to say
no,
that.
you can't, bro. Because
No,
that's
I'm just not allowed to make a guess and get
no,
points
because
from it. I'm
the
allowed to
fact
say
that
whatever I
if she
want to
knows
me.
that I have nasal polyps, that
I
changes
actually
the whole
don't know
thing.
what those are, so
Yeah,
that did not influence my decision
no, I
making.
know, but no, Arjun, that's unfair. I'm gonna say
Bro,
that.
come on. For the
No,
my story, you were saying all this stuff. Like
no,
you
I
were
didn't. I was
saying that
just,
it's probably false and stuff.
bro, because I thought she locked in her answer. That's why I didn't realize. Like, that's why I
No,
thought
she
like, no,
hadn't.
she literally said, I think it's true. And I was like, okay, if it's locked in, I think it's false. That's why I said it. Otherwise, I would not have said it. But no, I call
All right,
bullshit.
bro.
That's fair. No, you get the points. But yeah, I don't smoke at all. But the whole dupe thing is not that weird. Like all my friends call it a dupe. Like that's a normal thing in India. I
We
don't
I
know why.
smoked the doob at the dubious hour. We
I
tossed
never.
the J.
Okay, I never. They all. My girlfriend smokes, and she calls it a doob and a J and stuff. So
I also it was you saying that you got snacky because I feel like that's more of like a like stereo like oh you get
Mm.
so snacky on weed, but like it's not like a way you describe yourself when high.
I will say this. So I've never smoked and I've never done edibles until this summer because I was like, okay, whatever. I'm legal in California,
Mhm.
and when people ask me, oh, how was it? What did you feel like when you took edibles? I was like, oh, I got snacky and sleepy, which is why I said it. All of these things were like born in truth. The things y'all think were dubious were all born in truth. Like
This whole damn story was dubious, bro.
also, the 40,000 thing, Arjun, that's happened to like friends of mine. Like
Dude,
I'm not.
that's
You don't,
so funny, dude.
bro.
They
Weed
got
in Bombay, yeah, it's like they've paid like obscene amounts of money, even more.
dude, the most we've ever paid is probably like 500
That's
at
because you live in
most.
Pune, bro.
Okay, bro. No need to shit on my
Um,
city.
that's why it's all like this has happened. Like not this story, obviously, but like my friends getting caught with weed has happened. and then they've had to pay money and shit. Like this is all like it was all like inspired by true life. But yeah, I don't smoke now. So the reason I wanted to tell this story was I was gonna, if I had managed to fool you, I would have been like, but I don't even smoke, right? I would have been like, whoa. But I failed. So yeah.
Well, I guess it's kind of my fault too, because I kind of, I don't know, maybe I don't think it's that unfair that
I
I
don't
was
think I don't
just
think
kind
it's
of
your
calling.
fault. Like I think it was not the world's best story, so Deeksha got it separately. But next time, I think you should not be allowed to say that.
Say like, but how much are we allowed to say then? I mean, how
You
much
can
is
just you can just ask me questions, but you can't provide new information that I haven't given you. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's true.
Um,
That's good.
I think that's the way to do
Yeah,
it.
the
So,
nasal polyps thing, I guess, was
yeah, because
was
the
too
whole time
much.
Arjun was sitting there, yeah, Aman, he gets high so often, and then fucking voice. And it was
Because
like,
that's hilarious, dude.
yeah,
That's
because I
so
don't.
funny to me.
Yeah, that's why I thought this would be the perfect time to do it because Deeksha doesn't know I don't smoke. So it'd be like,
Dude, she was literally in our 310 where you were like with your nasal polyps, you would announce to the whole class every time.
I like don't. Maybe I just don't have memory at all.
I don't think I told the whole class that often. I think you were just sitting next to me, so it was like okay.
Well,
And
Deeksha, he has nasal polyps.
I have
So.
nasal
How I
polyp.
know.
Yeah, now you know. So I don't smoke or do any illegal things.
And
But yeah, no shit. This is the first time somebody's guessed my
Dude,
story.
yeah, you're killing it, dude. We have 3 already and it's just the first round. Holy shit, man.
Madness, honestly. And usually we give the guess because like the last 2 times we've had, we've given the guest like a double or nothing round for the last round, to make it exciting. But we don't even have to this time because she's
Yeah, you're in the lead, dude. We can
Alright.
still do the double or nothing, but you just put us to shame, I think.
yeah. No, so we're not doing double or nothing, I think. Okay,
Cool.
Arjun.
I'm sorry.
You good, Deeksha?
Yeah, I'm trying to plug in my laptop, but it's not working
Okay.
terribly.
We'll just wait for you. Nice room, dude.
This is her room. My room is
Oh.
literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure your room's cool, man.
No, it's terrible. It is awful. It is a hellhole. It is like this wide.
Oh,
It just my bed.
sounds like New York to me.
Yo, any of you hearing like a weird vibrating noise? It's
I
stopped
just
now.
heard that, yeah.
Deeksha, can you say something?
Hi. Is
Okay,
it
it's good.
I think it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone now. Okay, cool.
okay? Done. Plugged in.
Okay, so quick recap as we get into it. Deeksha has 3 points after round 1. Crazy. Arjun has 1 point and me with a lowly 0.
I feel bad now because I said the nasal polyps thing.
No,
Can I
the thing is-
donate my point to Aman or something?
I don't. The reason I'm gonna let it slide is I don't think that impacted because I
It's
think
not.
yeah.
I literally
think
don't
that-
know what those are.
I don't think that impact. I just don't think I'm a convincing enough stoner. I think that's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's just the least believable story you've ever told, bro.
I thought that was the exciting bit. Like I was
You
gonna
getting high, pissing in someone's garden, and
Well, I
bribing
didn't get-
cops.
Shit.
It was almost there. I did believe some of it.
Yeah, thank you. Right.
It's the snacky thing that got me.
The snacky thing was the only true thing, Deeksha. That's the problem. That was the only thing that was actually true.
No, I believe that his
Oh
is
shit.
it?
Yeah, that's outside our window, man.
Let's just pause for a second. But the snacky, the description of you getting high was actually very believable to me if I hadn't known, because I also explained the whole like thing to you about how people don't get high on their first
No,
time.
and
and
a
stuff.
lot of people have said that to me. So like I came in with like educated guesses at what it was like to be high, I think, because I've been around weed so much. I was like, okay, you know what? Like
Weed smokers, the
weed smokers, dude.
doob
we
getters.
all call it doobs, man. I don't know why this is a thing. Everyone in India calls it a doob. Like, oh, have you rolled the J?
Isn't it doobie? Like, isn't that the term?
They call
it's-
it doob in India, dude.
Doob
That's
is a
how-
totally fine word, but I've never heard anyone use that word in my life. I've heard people use J, and
J a lot. People say J and people say doob. Like I'm not even
people do
kidding.
not say doob, bro.
Bro, why would I pull this out of my ass? Like people around me say doob, and
Just
I
pull
think
a
I'll
whole
just
story out of your ass,
well,
bro.
okay, fair enough. But I think y'all are just being racist to Indians who say doob.
All of us. Like,
I'm Indian and I was a
Wow.
stoner in India, bro.
Yeah, no, of course. Okay.
Okay,
Again,
whatever.
I
Let's go to the
don't
next
compare
round.
places. Yeah.
Okay. Um all right, it's my story. And this is also a story from my childhood. Coincidentally, memories from my childhood. Um but yeah, so this is when I was like in second grade. This is a formative memory. So there you go. It's a formative memory. So it was second grade. My classroom teacher was um, Miss DeColius. I remember this because she was really always kind of standoffish with me, rather hostile, I would say. And I never could figure out why, but I was afraid of her. But anyway, now that you have that information, let's go to the start of the story, which was in my parents' bedroom. I was fighting my brother. Like we were roughhousing, and it got really intense, and it got really like we were fighting, like we were punching and kicking each other. And do you have an older brother, Deeksha?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever fought with him?
Literally every permanent injury in my body is.
Yeah, there's something about older brothers that they just have like older brother strength that is just OP, dude. It's just ridiculous. And he was just laying into me today. I don't know why. He was just beating the shit out of me. And I was getting really frustrated to the point where I was like, I can't do anything. And flashback to before this, I was playing Unreal Tournament, which is a first person shooter game, which is an awesome game. But the one thing is that they use swear words like die, bitch, and stuff like that. And for like a very young boy, this is kind of scary, but you know, it was like, whoa, they're using swear words. That's so cool. But my dad introduced me to that game, much to my mother's
Chagrin.
anger. Yeah. But yeah, so I was getting beat up by my brother, and I was just like on the floor, exhausted, and he was standing over me, like kind of like just smirking at me, like, "Yeah, bro, you can't do anything." And I was just like, "You're a you're a bitch." And he was like, "Oh," and he gasped, and I was like, "Oh God, I fucked up." And he ran to the other room, and I remember just laying there thinking, "Oh man, it's over. My life's over. I shouldn't have said that. That's a horrible thing." And I go, and then he returns with my parents, and he's like, he just said the B word. And I like was so scared, dude. It was like the worst time of my life. My parents like just so angry with me. They were like just yelling at me about like how dare you say this. My mom was upset at my dad for showing me the video game, and it was just like a really all-round horrible experience. They uninstalled the video game from my computer, and it and you know, after a couple days, I think this happened on like one of those Christmas, not Christmas, but some break, like a couple days break. And the whole break was just hell for me because I like my parents grounded me, like I couldn't play that video game, and that was the only video game I really played. And then I go to school after the break's over, and I'm like, I don't know if you guys experience this, but like when your parents are pissed at you, like school is kind of like, okay, I can at least chill, everything's okay. But I go to school and I sit down in class, and the first thing that happens is Miss DeColius comes in, and she storms in and she stands at the front of the class, and she's like, "All right, guys, sit down. We need to talk about something serious." And everyone like kind of like sits down all scared and everything. And she says, "Somebody in this class thought it was okay to use a bad word." And the whole class gasps, and we're all like, "Oh my gosh." And I included, I totally forget that it was me. I'm like, "Oh my God, who could have said this horrible word?" Like, and I'm start looking around thinking like, who is it? And she starts going on this rant about how, like, you know, how it's terrible to use bad words. And I realize she's like looking at me through the corner of her eye, and I'm like, and then it hits me, and my whole crime hits me with full force. And I'm like, oh shit, it was me, dude. I am the evil influence on the class. And I remember like having this kind of moral break in my mind. Formative experience. There you go. That's why I remember this. But formative experience, it was crazy because I totally like I was like, am I a criminal? Am I going to grow up to be evil? Am I going to be like a bad person? And I was looking at myself through the lens of my classmates, and I realized that I was physically freaking out, and my classmates were kind of like looking at me. And I still remember this. Remember like thinking, okay, calm down, take a breath. And you know how the thing is, like, count to three and then just be like, when you're angry, your teachers teach you that. And I counted to three, and I just pretended like I was looking for the real killer again, like the person who said the bad word in the class. And I was just looking around thinking. And yeah, that was like one of the most intense experiences I've had as a second grader, saying
Did
a
they
bad word.
call you out or no?
Hmm?
Did your teacher finally call you out or no?
No, she didn't call me out in front of everyone, and she didn't do it like a personal thing. She was just kind of like telling the entire class, but also telling me. And I was kind of just sweating like bullets, dude. But then I put on the mask, and I was just like, okay, I need to pretend. And I still haven't taken off that mask. But
I'm inclined to believe this one just because I got in trouble with my parents for calling my brother stupid, and it was a whole big thing. And they got in trouble for calling someone a bitch in fourth grade.
oh shit.
The teacher had a meeting with me.
Did your sorry, did your parents call your teacher and say Arjun used a bad word? Like, how did she know?
That's exactly what happened. I can't believe it, dude. It's honestly like my parents are such narcs sometimes,
I know that's
especially
also what I believe. I'm like, I feel like they would tell, like,
yeah,
Interesting.
especially when I was a kid. Like when I got older, they actually got surprisingly chill. But like when we were like younger, they were like, dude, even my brother, gosh, man, what a fucking rat, dude. Goes straight to my parents, tells them. My parents called I think it was my mom, because my mom was upset at my dad because he had showed us the video game Unreal Tournament. And she called the teacher, dude. Told her.
did it ever come up again?
I
Did you
mean, that
more?
whole month and like whole weeks, like it was just kind of like, in the back of my mind all the time. My mom was always like, you're not going to play that video game. A couple of years later, like I downloaded and I reinstalled the video game and I played it. It's an awesome video game, Unreal Tournament.
It is a great game. We used to play it in the library in my school. All the boys just
What is
acted.
the game?
Sorry?
What is the game?
The game is Unreal Tournament. It's like a first person shooter game. It's one of the first person shooter games, like very old, and it's classic. Like it's so much fun.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's like you're on like an alien planet or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really just like a player versus player game. But they're like it's based in space. Like there's a grand tournament among all the planets and everybody, and there's a final victor, and you have to become that.
Where did you play this game on? Like
I
what?
I played it on the computer. Like my dad, he showed it to us, and we play it on the computer.
Or did you have like one family computer?
Yeah, we had a computer, and my dad had a laptop, and then we had like a shared PC that we would kind of all use.
Did you ever like confront your brother recently about how he was a snitch?
Dude, yeah, all the time, man. Like I'm so upset about it, and I keep telling him like, whenever, well, not a lot, but I've done it a lot, and I like bringing it up in company and then kind of embarrassing him, and like, this guy's a snitch, dude. When I was, this so and so happened. And then he's super embarrassed about it. And he was like, come on, man, you were in second grade. You shouldn't have been saying bitch.
This feels true. I'm gonna say true. And
Is that locked in?
it's locked in. It's every
Okay.
time it feels too true.
Before you reveal it, Arjun, I am inclined to say false. I don't know why. I don't know why your parents would call your teacher. That's what's sussing me out. Because like they know they would call your teacher if they thought you picked up the word from school, but no, they know where you got the word from. And why would they want somebody else to discipline you when they're disciplining you?
Yeah, bro. Take it up with my parents because it's true, man.
Oh,
It's a true
damn, bro.
story, dude.
I was like, yeah, I got in trouble for both those words, and my mom definitely would have called my teacher and been like, I want her to get punishment from every aspect of her life. Like,
That's crazy, dude. Wow. I feel like if I had done that, like, if anything, my teacher would have called my parents. Okay, and that I could believe. But my mom calling my teacher, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what
Yeah,
is
man. Dude, my mom, she gets intense about things, man. And like I think it was also a question of like my son has said this word at home, so like be careful with him in the classroom, you know.
It's so funny how, firstly, we have to say Deeksha is now on 4 points.
Dude, yeah, what the fuck? You're killing it, dude. This is insane. You're the top guest, dude. And we haven't even finished the game.
Yeah. So, unbelievable. But also, what I was gonna say, it's so weird how like schools treat like bad words when you're a kid, and then suddenly one day they just don't give a fuck anymore, right? And it was like, I remember in the 5th grade we had like a T-shirt for like our art class. We had to paint T-shirts, and it was just around the time the Social Network had come out. And I had a friend who, you know how when you're a kid, like you watch that movie and you think Mark Zuckerberg's just like the coolest guy ever. It's only like,
no, that was never that.
dude, when you're a kid and he has all the great lines and he's like, you have the minimum amount of my attention. He's like, just all the cool shots like Mark Zuckerberg, right? And he's like, has like
I'm
a,
CEO, bitch.
yeah. So the
Oh,
I'm
guys,
CEO
we were the
bit.
Yeah.
shows in that order. Oh my gosh.
So honestly, I knew I grew up when I rewatched Social Network, and I was like, Mark Zuckerberg sucks, dude. This guy's terrible. And I was like, okay, that's the point. 10-year-old
Yeah.
Aman really missed the point. But my friend painted like a Facebook logo, and you're I'm CEO, bitch, right? But the bitch, he just like put an asterisk instead of the I, and he got into so much trouble, dude. And like, bro, the art teacher was there the entire time he was painting it. Like, I don't see why the fuck. Like, I think like 2 days later, he like got called in front of like the school counselor, and it was like this, like, such a. Anyway, yeah.
Dude, the stigmatization of these words is the reason why we swear so much now, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking
Literally.
of snitches, my cousin snitched on me when we were watching Spider-Man because I leaned over to him and I was like, "Oh, Andrew Garfield is cute." And then he told my aunts that I said that, and I got into so much trouble for saying that.
Dude,
Why?
Why? I
that's
don't
so
know.
fucked up.
I'm so yeah. Like,
Dude,
oh god.
we need to go beat up your cousin, dude.
No, but you didn't even say anything bad. You just said he was cute, right?
I know.
Oh, that's so sad, dude.
Bro, once I cut my hair, my brother snitched on me, and I got in so much trouble. Like, I just cut out like a piece of my hair. My brother told my parents, and I got yelled at. And I was like, "Why does it matter? I'll grow back." And they're like, "No, you can't do that." And then one time, somebody gave us like this. It was like you could, like those bubble blower things.
Mhm.
But this was like, if the bubble, like if you pop the bubble with your tongue, it tasted like blueberry or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So it's really cool. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just try the solution. So I just had a small sip of the solution. I was like, that doesn't taste great. Okay. And then someone snitched to my mom, and I got in so much trouble, and I got yelled at. And I was like, I, I mean, it's the logical thing to do, in my opinion. But yeah.
This is hilarious how we're like unloading all this trauma now.
Yeah.
Classic.
But yeah,
My
shit.
turn now?
Deeksha had 4 points. You want to tell your story? Dude.
Okay. My next story isn't as fun and entertaining as my last one. So I did Bharatanatyam growing up, which for the non-brown listeners is Indian classical dance. And I grew up in LA, so I did my classes in the Valley, and I like drove myself there with my Toyota Corolla. And so one day after dance class, I had to fill up my gas, but I was still in like we have to practice in not like the full outfit, but we have to wear like a salvar and like stuff, and just like the garb, and like bindi. Um, and so I was like, ugh, I don't people want to get out in this, whatever. Like I have no gas at all. So I got out wearing everything. I was filling up the gas, and then this guy comes up to I see him in my rearview window or whatever the side mirror, and he's like waving at me, and I'm like, oh, don't like this one bit. And then I just like pretend to do something else, and then he comes up and he starts like knocking on my window, and his face is like really close in the window, like knocking on it heavily. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Oh wait, before this, I hadn't actually put the thing in my car yet. This is before I got out to put the thing in the car, the gas nozzle. So I was like, then I called my friend and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is like knocking on my window. Like, what do I do? And she's like, just drive away to a different gas station. And so I tried doing that. And so I pressed the gas, but I literally was on like the last bit of gas. Like it wasn't even reserve gas anymore. It was like final gas. So my car like broke down in the gas station, but like a little away from the thing. And then, but when he saw me like leave to exit the gas station, he got in his car and he ran and he drove and he blocked off the exit. And then he like got out of his car and he started walking towards the front of my car. And this
Wait,
man,
hold up. What time is it?
it's like evening. Like
Okay. Was it dark?
it wasn't dark, but it wasn't. It was a very empty gas station.
Oh shit. Okay. Go on. Sorry.
And then he like gets out of his car and he comes and he looks like really really scary. And then I don't know what happened, but he just like looked at me and he just like turned around and left. And I like got like the gas station owner to like push the like car back and like filled up my gas and left. But yeah,
Was this before or after your practice?
this is after.
What did this guy look like?
He was like white. He had a like a MAGA hat on, and like yeah, normal shirt and jeans.
When
Wait,
was this?
this is when you're in high school?
This was in high school, yeah.
So what you said 2016?
So I was probably a junior in high school.
So 2015.
So that was Trump was already running.
It was after Trump was running. So
Yeah, he became president in 2016, Arjun.
Damn, bro, that's been fucking years, dude. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay, man.
Hmm.
That's
I'm-
what was what was like the truck that he was driving?
it was a pickup truck. Right, pickup truck.
See, you're playing into all the stereotypes now. White dude, MAGA hat, pickup truck.
You want me to-
It makes it like I'm dubious, normal word to use. But
See, the ridiculousness of this story seems less. Actually, I don't know. I mean, what you see was banging on your door and
was banging on it. Yeah, his like face was like really close to the window and he was like banging on it. And I was like calling my friend. I'm like, I literally don't know what to do
why didn't you call the cops?
because I thought to call my friend.
Oh, that okay. That makes me think it's false, dude.
But like, what would I say to the cops? Like, there's a guy banging on my window. Like,
Yeah, there's a guy harassing me. He's touching my car, right?
and
Is
he
that a
blocked.
crime? Technically,
No, I don't know. It's a gray area. What susses me out is he just left after all that. He blocked
yeah.
you and then he just left.
Yeah.
Like what changed? What he just decided
I don't know.
I'm
He,
not
like,
gonna be racist.
I don't even know if it was racist. Okay, the first one was like he was like hitting on me. He was like waving at me and like making me a face. So I thought he was coming over to like ask me out or something. But then it turned very scary when he blocked me off and was like coming to the car. Yeah, I don't know what changed. He just like changed his mind and went back to his car and drove off.
Jesus, man.
That's crazy. I'm gonna stick with my instinct and I'm gonna say it's I'm not gonna stick with my instinct. I'm gonna say it's true.
I think it's false because I don't know, man. That sus smile that you had when you called your friend. What was the friend's name?
My friend's name is Miri.
Who? What?
Miri.
Miri.
Miri. What like what kind of name? What place?
Miriam is a full name. But she's
Okay.
like Miriam.
Is she's also like of South Asian descent?
No, she's white, but she's been my friend since like childhood.
Okay.
Why didn't you call your parents?
I like that's like not a parent story. Like I never tell my parents stuff that's scary to happen because then I'll feel like they'll never let me leave the house. So
Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's true. Just because last time I stuck with my instinct and I was wrong. So
I'm gonna say false because I don't know, just the way your behavior is right now. Fuck, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna lock in false.
shit, I want to change the false, but you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna lock in true.
okay, it's true.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck.
I got,
Damn, dude, that's a scary ass story,
no, it was
dude.
really scary. I was like, oh.
What if he was like an axe man or something, dude?
I don't know. It was really scary because it was, yeah, I thought he was like, and also he was like old. He was like 50s or like 60s. I was like, ugh.
We found out later it was the Zodiac killer or something like that. Could have been.
It was actually.
Yeah, could have been. Damn. Okay, so at least I get a point though. That's nice.
Yeah. Dude, you
Um,
should I don't know, fuck man. Dude, I hear these stories, dude, and it's like, dude, that's so fucked up, man.
mhm.
So crazy. You
But I'm
should carry like a pepper spray or some
I
brass
did.
knuckles.
But then I kept accidentally bringing it to the airport, and so every time like, don't bring pepper spray here, and then throw it out. So I had like 3 bottles of pepper spray. I kept accidentally bringing to the airport.
That happens to me, but with my gun.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It happens to me, but with my scissors that I use to trim my nails. And I have to learn I've learned how to use a nail cutter because my scissors kept getting confiscated.
That is so weird. Why do you cut it with scissors? Like, why?
Yeah.
Because
the nail
I grew up doing that because it was easier to cut it with scissors than a nail cutter. And then
Okay.
3 years ago I had to learn how it whatever. Okay.
Don't say men are so weird. Arjun is so weird.
No, but
I've always.
my brother also, he uses a nail cutter, but he like does it to like the nib of his nail, and because he's like, that's how my dad used to do it. And then also, I don't know, my dad also always shaves
What do you mean the nib of his nail?
what's it called?
Like-
Like super short to
Oh.
like
Right. Like
God, it has to hurt. That's when you know you cut it enough. I'm like, what?
that's great logic.
Whatever. The rest of the world is weird for not using scissors, man. It's so much easier, let me tell you.
That sounds terrifying. I think the nail cutter is definitely the way to go, Arjun. Hasn't it changed your life?
No, no. It's so much slower, and sometimes I pinch myself when I cut. Whatever. Let's stop talking about this. I feel like you
I
guys
have
are just
5
making
points
fun of me. Yeah, you have 5 points, and we each have 1 point. This is embarrassing for you're like literally destroying us right now, dude. Crazy. You're like the holy shit, man. Okay.
So
When you have one more story, you can beat me, but Deeksha
Yeah.
will still have won this no matter what.
yeah, Deeksha, you've won, so you're definitely on the wall of fame. But if I beat you, so the worst that can happen to me now is Arjun and I draw. But if I manage to fool you, I get to beat Arjun. Um, so I have, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give you guys a choice. I have 3 potential stories I can tell, and you guys can pick which one. Okay. So one is a story about me eating something spicy. One is a story about me getting recognized as a celebrity, and one is a story of me being. I got like a pink. Do you know what a pink card is?
Oh,
It's
and
like
like soccer?
no, a pink card in like it's if you get like 3 pink cards, you get expelled from
Oh,
school.
okay. Celebrity team.
Okay. So Arjun, I need you to be quiet because you're involved in the story. So don't say anything, okay? Because then you'll indicate. So
Well, this is a excellent way to
no,
confuse Deeksha. Could I? Was I involved? Maybe. I don't know.
yeah, be quiet, Arjun. Don't say anything. Okay. So in 2018, I was a fan of David Dobrik, right? Which I probably shouldn't say anymore. But back then, I was a fan of David Dobrik. Okay. And I was in a David Dobrik video for like 3 seconds, and it was like the highlight of my semester, right? I was so excited. And I would like obsessively read the comments. And a lot of the comments had like put my timestamp and said, oh, is that Kuko? Okay, Cuco. Or oh, is Kuko, Kuko and David Dobrik video, question mark, question mark, question mark. I was like, who the fuck is Kuko, right? So I Google it. And Kuko is this like he's a singer. And I was a chubbier kid and I had long hair and glasses. And Kuko was a chubby kid with long hair and glasses. So I could see the resemblance, right? But this is the first time that I've ever been confused as Kuko. I was like, okay, whatever, harmless. Then um me, Arjun, and McKinley were coming back from a dinner somewhere. And we get into this Uber, and the guy like excitedly turns around and goes, oh my god, are you Kuko? And I was like, oh no, haha, I'm not, I'm from India, whatever. But it's again, okay, cool story, right? Then one of my friends and my friend Mehek and we go to this concert. Okay, so funny enough, it was a Jeremy Zucker concert, and this was before COVID. Okay, and I'm just having a good time. I'm vibing, and suddenly, like, a group of people come up to me and go, "Oh my God, Kuko, like, will you take photos with us?" And you know what? I was like slightly tipsy, and I was like, "Fuck it, why not? Let me like play along, right?" So I was like, "Yeah, woo," and they take photos with me, and me and my friend are just laughing about it, whatever. I'm having a good time, and this happens a few times, right? Because I guess I was like dressed like him or whatever, and I'm at a concert, and he lives in LA, I'm in LA. Like, I was like, okay, fine. So happens a few times. I'm just playing along and shit. Um, where it gets really bad is we like we're gonna go pay for, like, I'm paying for a drink or whatever, and the guy's like, "Oh no, don't worry about it, Kuko, like, it's on the house and shit." And I was like, "Oh, amazing," right? So like I get like 2 free drinks, having a good time, and then this happens again. We got to pay drinks, and he's about to give me a free drink again, and I think I just felt so bad. I was like, "Look, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I'm just gonna pay for the drinks or whatever, I'm not Kuko." And then I paid for my drinks, and yeah, that was it. That was my little bout of fame when somebody thought I was a celebrity.
What? Oh,
Yeah, that's Kuko. So that's the dude I used to get confused for back in the day,
You remember when Aman had long hair?
and was much
I
chubby.
don't remember when. What is my memory? Apparently, like, God,
All throughout 2018, I had super super long hair.
super inconscious.
Yeah,
That's what ethnicity is he? Do you know?
I think he's Hispanic. I don't know. He is, yeah, he's some shade of some shade of brown. Um, but yeah,
What did the bartender say when you said you weren't Cooper?
he was just like, he just started laughing, and he was like, "Okay, fine." It
Was
was
he like, you have to pay for the other drinks you got now?
I think he was like, "Okay, whatever, cool." He didn't really charge. I was like, "I'm gonna pay for this drink. I'm gonna pay for this round because I feel bad." Basically, is what I said.
What did Arjun and McKinley say in the Uber when the
They
guy?
they were just confused, I think, and then I had to explain the story to them. Yeah. But so the main event of the story though was the final, was the Jeremy Zucker thing.
How big is Cooper for him to be spotted somewhere? Like,
I think he's pretty big. Like, I think he's still indie. I don't listen to his music. Like, I've heard it. Like, I came home that night, I heard some of his songs, and I was like, because I had to at that point, considering I got drinks based on him. But I don't think he's not huge, but like, I
It's
can look
pretty
it up.
big. Like he's got 5 million monthly listeners on Spotify. His biggest hit is like 200 million on Spotify, 150 million. So he's not like a small deal.
Yeah,
what
I
was
mean,
what was the video name
the
that?
David Dobrik one. That was called it was a oh, he got punched in the okay, so I will say this, like, I was actually that part's not a lie, but the rest of the story could or could not be a lie. That's just like I was just giving you context. I was in a David Dobrik video for a fact. I think it's now deleted. Um, but yeah,
So what was the drinks that you got?
super simple, like a screwdriver or something. I don't know. It's like vodka OG.
Screwdriver at a bar.
Yeah, dude.
Where was it?
It was at this place, the Wilton in
What
Cape
was
Town.
it?
In Keita. It's actually pretty close to where Arjun and I live now. It's a super cool venue. I saw the script there as well.
Wait, what's
Where?
the bar called again?
Not a bar. It was a concert like
Oh,
venue.
okay.
The Wilton.
Oh. What do you think, Deeksha?
Wait, what? When was this again?
Like late, like fall 2019. So our 310 semester. Was that? Yeah.
How
Why
did you
did
get into
you
the bar?
Sorry.
How did you get into the bar?
I have a fake
That's
ID.
not, okay.
Yeah, I had a fake ID.
why were you busy going to bars when you should have been working on your 310?
It was like, I think it was right after my movie had wrapped and right before we were really starting the third movie. And I mean, I needed a fucking break, bro. That semester was hectic. It was one concert. It wasn't
I'm
a
just
bar though.
joking, bro.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's just in the bar.
What do you think?
I feel like locked in yet.
Sorry, you're cutting out.
Sorry, it's not locked in yet, but I
Okay.
feel like it's true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like there's another question to be asking. Um, did your friend get a free drink or just you?
Yeah, because I was ordering for her, so we both got free drinks.
How does this free drink business work in general though? Does a bartender like pay for it then?
I think,
They
especially
They just don't like.
Oh, they don't put it. Okay, so the bar pays for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a
He was- yeah.
screwdriver. That's what's so pumping me. Who
That's
gets a
what you're
screwdriver
focusing
at a
on.
bar?
I don't. So I don't like vodka, Coke, or whatever. I just prefer like orange juice. I don't know why. I don't love vodka, but if I'm drinking vodka,
Vodka orange juice is a pretty good drink, dude.
yeah, that's
What
good.
does your fake ID say?
What
where
is?
it's from?
Oh, it was an Indian fake ID. It was like an Aadhaar card, which is like Indian identification. Bro, it was so stupid. I literally photoshopped it on, like, I used PowerPoint to change the date, and then my dad got it printed for me because he was like at his office. Like, yeah, literally my parents were like helping me make this fake ID. Um,
I
and
love
yeah.
it that you don't do illegal stuff. Okay.
I mean, a fake ID, it's like, it's like, okay, everyone has a fake ID.
Um, okay, I'll say true.
Is it true? It was a fake story, dude. I've never even seen Jeremy Zucker live, and I never got free drinks at a bar. The Uber thing did happen, but the bar thing didn't happen, and that was the main part of the story. That was all cap.
What the fuck, bro? I was confused because I was like, wait, so the McKinley thing happened? Wait,
Yeah.
yeah, of course that happened. Then
Yeah,
of
you were
course
there.
the David Dobrik thing happened, and I was
Yeah.
like, wait, what? So just the bar part is
But
false.
that was the main part of the story, right? Was that the other two was me just letting you know that I've been recognized as Kuko.
Sure.
I bummed because I don't think you look like him.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Thank you. I could see it back in the day. So let me pull up a photo of me when I was bigger and had
I
longer
also
hair.
don't remember you with long hair.
Yeah.
But,
I had really long hair, dude. I had like shoulder length hair at one point.
and I knew you then. What are you?
Maybe I don't know if I had class with you yet.
No, but this is
Uh,
like pretend, no? Like
no.
Yeah.
In 310, my hair was long, but it wasn't that long. When I had shoulder length hair, it was 2018. I had really long hair. Yeah, let me see if I can find a photo of me.
wait, did Arjun say was true or false?
It didn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I thought it was true though. I thought it was all true.
Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah, here, let me see. The whole bar thing never happened. I've never seen like that was all cap. But here, let me try and find a photo where I kind of look like Kuko. And for our audio listeners, just believe me that I look like Kuko in this
But
photo.
holy shit, dude, Deeksha, you've got 5 points. Aman, you've beat me 3 times in a row
Yeah.
now. But yeah, Deeksha is our top guest currently. Holy shit, dude.
That's loud. I'm like incredibly gullible, so I'm very surprised that I.
But here's what's crazy is you got more points than our other guests who we did like second round we did double points for them, but we didn't even do that for you and you still beat them somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. This is the Indians showing out, dude, doing what we do.
um,
Forget about your picture, Aman. Let's wrap
sorry.
the thing up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Sorry. But yeah. Sorry, I'll find the photo later if I can. But yeah, basically, great game. That's honestly, I'm surprised because that means you're the one to beat now. 5 points, right?
Yeah, you're the top guest right now.
Yeah.
5 points, and that's without the double. If we
Without
remove the double from the others, then
Then you're like, I think you beat them even when it's like combined, right?
yeah.
Crazy.
Holy shit, man. But yeah, awesome podcast episode. Thank you for coming on, Deeksha. We had a great time. Deeksha, do you want to plug your socials or the show you're working for, maybe? I don't know.
Okay, my Instagram is Deeksha_Marla, and I work on the Amber Ruffin show. You should watch it. It's very cute and funny and informative.
Wait, Deeksha, can you actually say that again? I think the audio, like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
My Instagram is Deeksha_Marla. You should find it easily because there's not that many Deekshas in the world. And watch the Amber Ruffin show on Friday nights. It's on Peacock, and it's funny and cute and informative.
Amazing. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming on. And, you know, if you're in LA, we might have to have you on in person, especially if it's, you know, you're the one to beat.
Yeah. Okay. And that's it for episode 3, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.